We'll ask for parent and guardian information. And once again, only parent 1 is mandatory here with the red asterisk. And for the email, we highly recommend you put an address that is regularly checked. All sorts of confirmation and essential information, permission slips, etc. may go to this address. So we want to make sure somebody is checking and reading the emails. And parent 2 information is not necessary, but extra context is always appreciated. Underneath, we will ask for an emergency contact. There's 2 key rules for this contact. First, they must be over 18. And second, they have to be somebody other than the parent or guardian listed above. The reason for this is, in an emergency case, we will first contact the parents, but if they are unreachable, then we will contact the emergency contact next. So this might be somebody like a grandparent, a sibling, an auntie, uncle, or even a neighbor, anybody that is your family's emergency contact for the youth. So in this test case, I have put my quote-unquote brother, and you can also put a second contact if need be. Onto the next page. Here on page 3, we will ask you for how many years you have been participating in our program. For all first-year applicants, you should select the first box here, and it should total $150. If you accidentally click on the wrong box, we will double-check all of these in the back end, so we will clarify with you if your selection doesn't equal what we have on file. Next, we'll ask you for your program preference. So earlier I indicated here on our website, you can click on leader placement, and that will show you a summary of all 3 departments. And you can indicate your preference here. First, second is mandatory, and a third choice if you have one. We can't accommodate everybody's first choice, but we do try our best to give you something that you indicate on your application, just because we have so many different things to balance, such as preference, your site preference, your scheduling availability, everybody's experience, and so forth. So we try our best, but it is not guaranteed. And then next we'll ask you for your site preference. So Cameron House operates our SLDP program out of 2 sites, one in Chinatown here at Cameron House, and then another in the Sunset District near West Portal, and that is Covenant Presbyterian Church. So if you have indicated you want to go to BYP as your program preference, then you must be assigned to the Cameron House site. But if you indicate Ventures or Solid Ground, then you have a choice between the 2. So indicate which site choice you would like here. And then finally, we'll ask you for your scheduling conflicts, any dates for things like classes, family vacation, sports, part-time work, volunteer work, service trips, and etc. Please use this box to be as detailed as possible for anything, mostly because we have optional programming available on Tuesday and Friday nights, so it really helps us keep track of head count and who should be here or who should be released if we know all of your scheduling availabilities. And of course, if you have no conflicts and you will be here as a full-time leader, then you can simply put none. Onto the next page, these are just some releases for parents to agree to: medical treatment, liability and media release, and then also an agreement to our emergency response policy. And finally, here on page 5 is where you'll upload your documents. First, the letter of introduction, and then a reference letter if you are a first-time leader. And both of these are required to be submitted by April 24th. So if you're filling this application out today or sometime in March, and your reference letter is not ready yet, you can still submit the application, but we will be following up with you to receive a reference letter. If we don't receive both documents by the time of the deadline, then your application is still considered incomplete. For your reference letter to get to us, You can either print it out and hand it in, you can ask the writer to email it or mail it to us, etc. There are many ways to get it to us. So once you have uploaded both of your documents, I'm going to upload just a test file here, planning form, and then let's choose the same thing for this. Okay. Now underneath we have some details about our additional program opportunities. If you are a Cameron House kid, then you probably know about Club already. This is our year-round mentorship program for middle and high school youth. You can read more about it, and if you are interested, then we simply ask here if we can copy over your registration information into an updated enrollment for Friday Night Club. This really helps us keep everybody's file and information up to date with key things like parent information, emergency contact information, medical information, etc. During the summertime, we serve a summer supper for Club. It's a free dinner with a suggested donation of $2, but it's served every Friday for about 7 Fridays or so. But Club itself is a free program to attend and to join. If you have any more questions, you can email me. My email address is highlighted right here on the application. And then we also have information on the Westminster Woods Residence Camp, the stay away camp that we have every summer. The application is not open yet, but here are some important dates that you can calendar in. And then finally on the second to last page here, page 6, we will ask you for some demographic information. This is just to collect for our funder. It does not affect your application in any way whatsoever. So we encourage you to answer these honestly, as it will remain confidential. And we'll also ask you about how you heard about the program, or if a particular person mentioned the program to you. This just helps us keep track of how people are hearing about us. Finally, the last page is payment. You'll see here that there is the total summed up, and then it will ask you for your billing information, credit card information. At the very bottom here, once you've filled out your payment info, you can just click the CAPTCHA and then go ahead and click review here. So there is no next page button. You will have to hit review, and it will let you review all the answers you have put in to double check. And then after that, you will be able to confirm. You have to hit the confirm button to submit the form.